Thanks for lunch.
No, it was worth it for the viv gossip.
Oh, Max, if you pass in the shop, nip in, ask her if she's got any ciggy papers. I haven't laughed so much in months.
Look, I'm owed a bit of time if you want to do lunch at the golf club.
Ah, already booked.
Great.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not you, though. Us board members only. Don't feel left out. It's a team-building exercise.
I'm asleep already.
Oh, Max. Thanks, you've been a real tonic.
Bye.
Bye.
You still haven't said what this meeting's about.
Ah, keeping you guessing. Is that a problem?
No. You're the boss.
Good. I'm glad someone sees it my way.
We've let the tennis courts get into a terrible state.
You had too many other things on your mind.
No, they were in a mess when I got here. Maybe if the previous estate manager had done his...
I don't want to hear Scott's name mentioned in this house again.
You said some very harsh things last night.
Well, maybe you needed to hear them.
Yeah, about me and Scott. You should be more careful. Now, I might believe in you, Zoe, but there's plenty of other people around here that won't be so open-minded.
Well, maybe I overreacted to your offer. But I just can't work out what it is that you want.
I want you and Jean and Joseph to be safe. And that's it. Now, can we talk sensibly about the estate?
I'm selling up. Let it all rot.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. You're joking. I think you've left a few notes off this.
I think you're asking far too much, considering you're desperate.
Who says we're desperate? Morleys are more than interested.
They're not getting it.
I'm picking up the phone, Don.
50k more.
And I've got 'em on speed dial. Morleys would love to put one over on you. Ian!
All right, 100.
Never liked him anyway.
You're a swine.
I know. Let's shake on it. But don't spit on your hands first. Hygiene standards have changed since the Romans last did business.
I'd say it's a pleasure being had by you. But you know how people talk. I'll be in touch.
Missing you already.
All right, lad.
All right. What can I say? It's been going on for months.
I just thought we'd head to the park. Oh. Ooh. Go and get your skateboard, Joe.
Well, if you see Scott in the village...
Yeah, well, come straight home. Just thought you could do with a break.
You're not avoiding me, then? Listen, I feel such an idiot coming on to you like that.
Yeah, well, best forgotten, eh? Especially with little ears around.
Callum, ready? Bill, how are you?
Richard Branson not about.
Oh, I thought I'd never get him out of those pyjamas again.
What's he up to?
Market research. I told him, make posh sarnies and sell them, but he's going for the more thorough approach.
Can you remember that call centre where Emily went for a job?
Yeah.
Well, I've been for a drive around the business park. Do you know how many people work on that site?
100.
2.
5.
1,000. And they come from Leeds and Harrogates all over the shop. And they've only got 2 chip wagons and a pie man to choose from for dinners. Talk about a captive audience.
There must be a sandwich round at least.
Aye, but she only does eggy things. And 3 days of eggs on the trot. Well, the trot should be the least of your worries.
Where are you going now?
Put me casuals on, then it's off to the pub for more research.
Have you heard about Vivian's? No, Edna.
She's taken Tootsie for her shots. So you can tell me what all that was about before.
I'll be totally straight.
Don'll be gutted.
As our newest member of the board, I think it's time you had a gander at those.
What is it?
Put very simply, that column there is the projected profit over the next 2 years from the haulage business.
Fantastic.
Great, isn't it? And that column there is what we can expect to earn from the proposed land development.
Flippin' heck. Break out the champagne.
But we can't have both.
Why not?
Because in order to realise the profits from the land development, we have to sell an asset. Although I think you can see it'll be worth it. Don Clough has put in an offer on the haulage side.
And what does Dad think? I knew you were up to something. I'm not having this. I bet Matt's in on it.
We have to move forward, Carl, and we can't do that without selling something.
Well, Dad's not going to stand for it.
You've got the figures in front of you. Welcome to the board.
Right, 2 10-pence mix-ups, then straight back, please. We'll come with you, Joe.
Don't go. These two haven't seen each other in months. Let us stay. I promise Scott won't be over. He's been on the phone all day with my dad to the British consulate.
Why?
Well, if you stay, I'll tell you.
Well, it's going to take me a while to get my head round all this.
Whoops. There goes the entire business while our Carl fiddles with his abacus.
Everything all right, boys?
No.
I told him about Don Clough.
Can't stay long. I'm heading up to Zoe's.
I thought she couldn't stand you.
Oh, she'll love me when she hears what I've got to say. Is there any decent bubbly in the fridge? The shops is such tat.
Did you know about all this?
I'm afraid you're going to have to be more specific.
Jimmy has done a deal with Don Clough over the haulage business.
Really? What kind of deal?
Selling it.
What? Behind Tom's back?
Matt's in on it as well. Should I tell Dad?
I really don't know.
Would you?
Look, I meddled before and I nearly ended up on the streets. I'm not going to go there again. If it came to a vote, which way would you go?
I wish I was back on the bins.
This really is a mess.
I'm sorry you feel the need to check.
Isn't all to the fact that spending money now is crazy.
No, it isn't. Serious buyer sees this kind of neglect and what does he think?
That a few hundred will fix it.
No, he thinks that if the basic stuff's shut, then what about the bigger things like roofs and foundations? 20 programmes a week tell people that spending a bit of money on a property gets them a better price.
You've been devastated when changing rooms got the top.
I was out of order when I suggested I go away with you and the kids after the trial.
I'm glad you recognise
But that doesn't give you the right to humiliate me.
I'm not.
I'm going for a job interview tomorrow.
Where?
Oakwell. They've just lost their manager. Mate of mine's just given me a tip-off. I mean, I probably won't get it, but, you know, there'll be others.
What about the estate?
Let it rot, you said. Who am I to argue?
Poor Donna and Marlon in the middle of their engagement party, and my dad comes in with the news.
Scott could do without the hassle.
Well, I've offered to help my dad sort it out. I'm trying to get Scott back to work, actually, instead of sitting around the house all day.
But it's not happening.
Oh, because he's too shaken up by what's happened. He's the victim. But because of all this stuff Zoe's said, it's bound to get to him, but he's just not himself.
He's always been okay with you, though.
He's my boyfriend and Zoe's your employer. We should probably drop this and, you know, Viv will get off anyway. It's just a stupid misunderstanding.
He must be feeling the pressure, though.
Look, it's great that the kids can spend time together.
I'm sorry. You're just really easy to chat with.
About the weather, maybe.
But Zoe seems so convinced about him trying to...
Look, a couple of years ago, she was convinced a little green men were invading the Earth.
That was before she got treatment.
Do you really think I lived with a bloke I thought was a rapist? Come on, you two.
But you choose sushi.
Whatever next. The Queen munching on pork scratchings. A quick word and you shall like. What the hell's going on?
Nout?
Chatting up my customers. I've got enough trouble with competition from the CAF.
It's a travelling catering company.
Travelling a long way away, I hope.
Well, business parks, banks, corporate type places.
It had better be.
Don't mention it to him just yet.
Are you going to tap him for some cash?
No, no. Well, who else is there?
Oh, nice of you to come dressed up.
Going out with Joanna.
Do you think that's the right look for ice skating?
And you're working?
No, I was working last night.
Oh, ice skating.
We just shut up and disappear.
Well, I only hope the lady's warmer than the venue.
That's got to be a joke.
Well, at least you're not related.
Thank you. Red wine, please.
I only hope the wine's less red than your face.
Hot off the press.
Paper round. There's no beginning to your talents.
The shopkeeper in question is Viv. Can I take it unwelcome?
Shall I take this? All right, Mum?
Shh!
It's David Baddiel! How can I be so blind? I mean deaf.
Are you sure?
Of course it is. Don't you know your cult celebs?
Not again.
15th day lucky for 15 grand. I can't talk now, Rod, as I'm on to Hot and FM.
Can you believe yesterday some idiot thought it was David Baddiel?
I hate, loathe and detest that man.
Vivian Windsor, 49.
I know, tells the world she's 42, the lying witch.
And one-time prospective Hoshen councillor.
Oh, on a bring back the hanging ticket, no doubt.
Will be held on remand until mid-September. Viv and drugs. There must be some mistake.
So you won't be phoning the embassy to put in a supportive word? And if it keeps her out of the way until after the trial?
Finally, some good news.
Any movement on a buyer for this place?
My interview's at 10 tomorrow, so I'll be back by lunch.
Don't mind me.
Sorry, didn't realise you had company.
Knocking might help.
You're not letting him go, are you? I thought he was your rock.
Thank you for the news.
Well, I've only just poured another glass.
Oh, I'm really busy.
Well, you know, I think I've had too much to drive. Can you call me a cab?
You've got legs?
A coffee first would be nice.
Listen, you could have phoned about Viv. What do you want, Sadie?
Well, seeing as I'm here and after what I just heard from Callum, I think now's the perfect time. Who's going to buy an estate that can't even afford to keep its manager?
I never knew you cared so much.
I'll buy the place. Lock, stock, and dreary Callum, if necessary. Take a weight off your shoulders before the trial.
Okay. But there's just a couple of things.
Oh, good. Nothing we can't iron out over a glass or two.
I don't like you, I don't trust you, and your family are crooks.
And I thought we were getting on so well.
The answer's no. As in never.
You know, it's people like me and Callum that you should be staying close to. I mean, think about it. We were both here when you and Scott looked every inch the happy parents. The next minute, you're calling the poor guy a rapist. It doesn't look consistent. And if I can see that, it'll take a jury 5 minutes. If I tell them.
We sell some property, and the money we make from that we put into your housing project, and then we keep both interests. I'm trying my best here.
I know. We brought the cricket pitch in order to develop it, and we got done over by a bunch of pensioners. It looks nice, but it's worthless. All this, it's piecemeal. It makes us seem desperate. And if you've read the papers recently, you know the property market isn't what it was.
Well, I blame you and Matt.
For the property market?
No, for the cricket pitch. That didn't work, so you went straight ahead and bought another useless piece of land with no access. So we're stuck again.
In the short term, but there's always a way for a price.
I mean, all this stuff. It must come to well over $1 million.
Dad started the haulage yard, and I took it over and ran it. It means as much to me as it does to him.
So let's keep it.
But you don't make money on sentiment. If we go your way, we might as well have a new sign made. King & Sons, really rubbish businessmen.
Well, let's sell the refuse company.
It's buttons, Carl, and you know it. You agree with me and Matt. I can see it in your face.
I wish you'd never invited me into the board at the first place. He's getting too old.
You said it.
Jarvis only resigned because of him.
And good riddance. If it wasn't for that cantankerous old git, we'd have a dozen houses on the cricket pitch by now.
I just can't be doing with going behind his back.
Everything I love, everything I've worked for's here.
A country vet with thousands of acres and several bedrooms. I think you'll find your father worked for this.
You say what you like in court. They'll see you for what you are. A lying, devious blackmailer. My father would turn in his grave if I sold to your mob.
Huh? Whereas he'll be sleeping like a top, knowing his daughter's attempted to murder someone. Or was owning property more important to him than a life? You know, Tom did mention speculation about your poor mother snuffing it a little too quickly after Frank acquired Kim. Did you say...
Zoe! Not here. Come on, kids, go inside.
You can see how intimidating she's being.
Just so I'm clear, I would rather burn this place to the ground than sell to you. There's something I need to do. I'll be back later.
It is not on for you to kick off like that in front of the kids.
I didn't know they were there.
You're frightening them. You're frightening me.
Then don't get in my way. Excuse me.
We need menus and business cards, flashy-looking stuff.
Well, it's time to talk to Rodney then.
I'll go and prepare the ground.
No way. It's the bank then.
Well, you could go.
But you're the one with the catering history.
I'm the one who's just lost his business.
But that was your mother's fault.
Well, I don't think blaming me mum is going to impress a bank manager.
This is a brilliant idea.
It's not fair on Rodney.
And if it succeeds...
And it will.
Then he'll take a cut.
It's just like the bank would. He'd only be doing you a favour if it was a non-starter. He's a businessman, not a charity.
Then why am I feeling all cap in hand? All right. Invite him for lunch tomorrow. I'll bring the goods.
Oh, well done. Mwah.
Still doesn't feel right.
Well, if it isn't Torval and Dean.
Can't move my legs.
Did he reveal your bolero?
I don't know, but I'm ready tomorrow night.
I think I'm busy.
All right.
How well is this guy? It's all a bit of a pain at the moment. Probably on his last legs.
What guy?
Just a bloke. Sorry, you didn't think you and me were on a kind of a promise thing, did you?
Doesn't now. Oh, hello. Come in for your tea.
Not really.
Reaching about. Let me get it.
No, come on, let me get it. Your leg's knackered. Accept some help for a change, will you?
All right.
What? Jimmy and Matthew are trying to sell the haulage yard.
You always were a good lad. I know.
12:31-ish. Simon's laying on a spread.
In aid of?
Well, he knows he's been a bit of a pain in the bum. And he's got so much respect for your dad.
Huh. This sounds like a pitch.
It'd be daft.
Glad I ran into you. You might like to know Home Farm sold.
Really? That was quick. Who's the lucky buyer? What's he gonna pay you with? Grapes! It's not over yet.
This is a much better kitchen than ours. And we don't want Leslie flitting in and out every 5 minutes.
Why? When it's only for a nice family lunch.
Yeah, but my family, not Simon's.
Sorry, the door was wide open.
Yes, Nicola has a habit of forgetting the basics when she's after something.
Well, it's just a quick word about getting rid of some furniture at Home Farm.
Yeah, sure.
Not much call for reproduction these days.
Nicola, let's cancel lunch, shall we?
Okay, see you later. Bye.
Are you all right?
This isn't about furniture.
I thought not.
How shy are you of the asking price?
Well, you fancy a drink?
No.
Right, well, even after I've sold the vineyard, I'm still about $500,000. I've got someone who's interested, but as you know, it can take time.
OK, you sell the vineyard, and we've got a deal.
Are you sure? I mean, are you feeling all right?
Rodney, will you stop asking me that, yes or no?
Yes. Yes, please.
Right, well, you know it comes with hot and cold, running enemies. Kings will still try to get their hands on it.
I think I'm up to the challenge.
Promise me you won't ever sell to them.
I promise.
I've seen the figures, Dad, and it does make sense.
The haulage money is guaranteed year after year, but once we've sold the houses on that development, we've got nothing to keep us ticking over. And what if we can't buy into another big land development? Now think about it, lad. It's pie in the sky.
Has it always been like this?
It always has been, but you were too busy playing the playboy to notice.
Yeah, well, I'm totally committed now.
I'm glad to hear it.
Hiya.
Hello. Did you manage to talk Zoe round then?
It was a bit of a waste of time, actually. But tomorrow's another day.
Hey, you haven't told me yet how you managed to find out about Don Clough going for the haulage yard.
Oh, you know Cloughy's got a gob on him as big as our Jimmy's. Oh, I've spoken to Jimmy and Matthew about the golf club get-together.
Are they both available?
They weren't given a choice, but they seemed delighted.
Good.
As indeed am I. Because I'll have me two favourite people beside me, backing me up.